mainly focus on structure. There's such a lot that can be said, and very useful stuff that's been covered already on managing content. But for us, we found that one of the biggest issues is how do you structure a very large course so that it's really effective and efficient. So just quickly, the course aims, we're looking at an applied statistic course, an introductory applied statistics, a course where a lot of them won't actually get any further training in statistics. We want to end up giving them a functional sense of statistics, not turn them into statisticians, but that they understand the really fundamental concepts. So we're talking about an introduction to statistical modeling. So we introduce them to the major probability distributions and give them a sense of how you set about to explore actual data and to get information out of it. We very much use Excel as both as our pen and paper and calculator, and as kind of our laboratory. So we demonstrate principles using spreadsheets in Excel and really try and make it a place where the students can play around with data. So even if they don't go on to do any more stats, they pick up some really useful capability in using spreadsheets. Okay, so we were particularly lucky in that we put our course online and made it a blended offering 10 years ago. So when COVID came around, we were actually lucky. We were set up to do at least some of our teaching online. So the concept is that the students follow the syllabus as an online course. And then all our face-to-face interactions are about application, consolidation, and that's where the support from the lecturers and the tutors come in working with students who've actually been exposed to the content already. Okay, so our model, I'm just going to pop up really what the course offers. So if you look at the top line, there are 4 lecture options a week. And basically, the lecture is where the lecturer goes into a large venue with a large number of students and works through examples of the kind of work that the students covered online the week before. Whiteboard sessions, we offer 20 sessions a week. That's where small groups of students get together and solve problems around a whiteboard, working with tutors to assist them. There are 60 small group tutorials per week and ad hoc hot seats that operate. So we're talking about a course where there are around 1,300 students this semester, 30 tutors, a team of 4 lecturers, a course administrator, a course convener, and 2 head tutors. So the students, the requirement for the students is they attend 1 lecture a week where they get to interact with the lecturer on applying the work and asking their questions and consolidating the concepts. And they attend 1 whiteboard session a week where they get to work on, not quite unseen, but problems that they haven't worked on, they haven't prepared before, and they work in small groups and work on whiteboards. They attend 1 small group tutorial a week of 20 to 30 students working with a tutor, and they can attend hot seats as and when required. Okay, so that's the general structure. One of the principles of our structure is that there's a lagged component to the online versus the face-to-face activities. So, for example, in the first week, the students will be starting off studying online, and the course is laid out for them very clearly what they should do on particular days of the week. And the first week, the face-to-face activities are around really pinning down exactly how the course works. So the first set of lectures are all about, this is the course, this is how it works, this is what you need to do, this is how you get help, this is who you interact with. And it's made clear to the students that they need to adapt the structure of the course to suit their own schedule, rather to adapt the timetable of what they do when to suit their own schedule. So in this instance, the students would have been studying an introduction to probability online in the first week. Then in the second week, all the classroom activities, the tutorials, the whiteboard sessions, the lectures, and the assignment all focus on that material which they've covered already. And they are online starting to explore the next set of work. All right, so that we really need to emphasize exactly how the work, how the course works, so that we don't have students who are completely lost. Okay, so the one thing that I would emphasize about our approach is the realization that relationships are everything, that it all boils down to making sure that a student is connected to people who are themselves connected to people who can support them to deliver the best support that they can. So with this regard, our structure is such that we have a course convener who is kind of like the conductor or of an orchestra or the CEO of a company, really has to have the big picture educationally and organizationally in mind. So that person is not concerned with day-to-day teaching. They have a higher level concern about the course. They are supported, in our case, by two paid head tutors who very much are about supporting the 30 tutors who are very much about supporting individual groups of students. So typically our tutors would each manage two groups of 20 to 25 students. So they support them online with questions and answers through a WhatsApp group or a Teams group, whichever they prefer. And they meet with them in a small group tutorial once a week. The other element of our team is the team of lecturers, the ones who go into the large classroom activities and engage in not teaching, but in consolidating through application. So as I said, it's very much about relationship. As convener, I keep a very, very close eye and close contact with the head tutors, and also have a weekly meeting with the whole tutoring team, where they give me feedback on exactly what's happening in their tutorials, any problems they're experiencing, and we get a joint sense of what's happening with this large group of students who can feel incredibly isolated unless we make this effort to keep them close in some way. Then the head tutors keep a close relationship with the tutors by supporting them online or in the face-to-face stations as well. And of course, the tutors keep a close relationship with their individual groups of students. In addition to this, and very importantly, the team of lecturers, they each have a group of tutors, 5 or 6 tutors, that they meet with weekly and ensure that they're completely on top of the work that they're going to go through with their students in the following week. So making sure that they've considered how they'll run their tutorial, that they make all the mistakes they might be going to make in the session with the lecturer and not with the students. And one of the sort of spin-offs of this approach is the incredible enrichment of the tutors. I mean, those tutors very often have kept in touch with me over the years, and have gone on to do, not necessarily in statistics, although quite a lot of them do carry on with statistics, but have gone on to use the skills that they developed in their tutoring. And it is clear to me that it's a very enriching process, their year or two of tutoring in the stats department. So I'll just end off with a couple of pictures of our whiteboard sessions. The whiteboard sessions are very interactive. They're also very sociable. So the students really look forward to coming. They form quite close bonds with the small group that they end up working with for the semester. They get to know the tutors who are circulating, helping them in their deliberations. And for a very large course where students in a large lecture don't get to meet and form relationships with other students, these whiteboard sessions have completely changed that. So we found them incredibly useful. It does require different resources, flat teaching space, whiteboards, and also a lot of organization to get 1,350 students into a whiteboard session. Also some technology to ensure that their presence is registered, because we do make these compulsory. But they certainly have formed our courses. Okay, so that's all from me. Thank you.